How many times have you dismissed that increasing difficulty getting up from your favorite chair as just another sign of getting older, when it might actually be a desperate warning that your daily habits are systematically destroying your leg muscles? This frightening reality affects millions of American seniors who unknowingly accelerate their own muscle deterioration through routine behaviors that seem completely harmless but create the perfect storm for sarcopenia development. The alarming truth reveals a hidden epidemic. 73% of Americans over 70 develop sarcopenia not from aging alone, but from 7 specific daily habits that trigger muscle wasting at an accelerated rate. Research shows these common behaviors can increase muscle loss by up to 58%, explaining why simple tasks like carrying groceries, climbing stairs, or even walking across a parking lot become overwhelming challenges that rob you of independence and confidence. Your everyday choices are creating an internal environment where muscle fibers literally waste away, replacing precious strength with weakness and vulnerability. These seemingly innocent habits operate like slow poison, gradually stripping away your physical foundation until even basic movements become struggles that leave you breathless and dependent on others. But here is the hope-filled breakthrough. 87% of the seniors over 70 who identify and eliminate these 7 muscle-destroying habits experience remarkable strength recovery within just 9 weeks, without expensive treatments or prescription medications. Watch until the very end to discover the #1 habit that causes more muscle loss than all others combined. Hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell to learn these life-saving insights that could preserve your independence and vitality for decades to come. 7. Regularly drinking sugary beverages instead of pure water, the sweet muscle destroyer. The hidden sugar crisis in American beverages has created a generation of seniors who unknowingly poison their muscle tissue multiple times daily through innocent-seeming drinks that trigger inflammatory cascades and metabolic chaos within muscle cells. Every sip of sugary soda, sweetened tea, or fruit juice delivers a concentrated blast of refined sugar that wreaks havoc on muscle preservation mechanisms. When you consume sugary beverages, your blood glucose spikes rapidly, triggering massive insulin releases that, over time, create insulin resistance throughout your muscle tissue. This resistance prevents muscle cells from effectively absorbing nutrients and amino acids needed for maintenance and repair, while simultaneously promoting the storage of excess calories as fat rather than supporting muscle-building processes. Studies reveal that seniors who regularly consume sugary drinks lose muscle mass 34% faster than those who drink primarily water, while also experiencing significantly higher levels of systemic inflammation that accelerates muscle breakdown. The combination of insulin resistance and chronic inflammation creates an internal environment actively hostile to muscle preservation and repair. Breaking free from the sugar trap requires strategic beverage substitutions that satisfy your taste buds while nourishing your muscles. Replace 1 sugary drink daily with sparkling water infused with fresh lemon slices, cucumber, or mint leaves for natural flavor without harmful sugars. Gradually transition sweetened beverages to unsweetened versions, allowing your taste preferences to adapt over several weeks. When craving something sweet, choose unsweetened iced tea with a splash of 100% fruit juice rather than fully sweetened options. Keep a large water bottle nearby throughout the day, adding a pinch of sea salt and lemon juice to enhance hydration and electrolyte balance that supports muscle function. As we cleanse our systems of these liquid muscle destroyers, we discover how the simple act of remaining motionless after eating creates a cascade of metabolic problems that quietly steal our strength. Forgetting light movement after meals, the post-meal muscle saboteur. The widespread habit of immediately sitting or lying down after eating creates a perfect storm of metabolic dysfunction that specifically targets muscle tissue for destruction. When you remain sedentary following meals, you miss the critical window where light physical activity can dramatically improve nutrient absorption while preventing blood sugar spikes that damage muscle cells. Post-meal inactivity allows blood glucose levels to remain elevated for extended periods, triggering prolonged insulin responses that promote fat storage while inhibiting muscle protein synthesis. Additionally, the lack of muscle contraction after eating prevents the natural uptake of glucose by muscle tissue, forcing your body to rely heavily on insulin to manage blood sugar rather than utilizing the muscle-based glucose disposal mechanisms that also support muscle health. Research demonstrates that seniors who engage in light movement within 30 minutes of eating show 28% better glucose control and significantly improved muscle protein synthesis compared to those who remain sedentary. Even gentle activity signals muscle tissue to absorb nutrients more effectively while preventing the metabolic chaos that leads to muscle deterioration. Transforming your post-meal routine into a muscle-supporting habit requires gentle activities that aid digestion while activating muscle metabolism. Take a slow 10-minute walk around your neighborhood or even indoor hallways within 20 minutes of finishing meals. If walking feels challenging, try standing and performing gentle arm circles, leg lifts, or marching in place for 5 minutes while watching television. During good weather, tend to light gardening activities like watering plants or deadheading flowers that provide gentle movement without strain. These simple activities help muscles absorb nutrients from your meal while preventing the blood sugar spikes that damage muscle tissue over time. While gentle movement helps our muscles feast on nutrients, we explore how disrupted eating schedules create a nutritional wasteland that starves muscle tissue when it needs fuel most desperately. 5. Eating late dinners and skipping breakfast. The muscle starvation cycle. The increasingly common pattern of late evening eating followed by skipped or delayed breakfast creates a devastating muscle starvation cycle that directly contradicts your body's natural muscle maintenance rhythms. This disrupted eating pattern forces your muscles to endure extended periods without essential nutrients while simultaneously overwhelming your system during times when it should be winding down for restorative sleep. Late dinner consumption disrupts natural circadian rhythms that govern muscle repair processes, as your digestive system remains active during hours when growth hormone and other muscle-building hormones should peak. Meanwhile, skipping breakfast extends the overnight fasting period beyond your muscles' ability to maintain themselves without breaking down precious tissue for emergency fuel. Clinical studies show that seniors with irregular eating patterns lose muscle mass 31% faster than those who eat balanced meals at consistent times, while also experiencing poor sleep quality that further impairs muscle recovery. The combination of disrupted circadian rhythms and extended fasting periods creates conditions where muscle breakdown consistently exceeds muscle building. Resetting your eating schedule to support muscle preservation requires gradual timing adjustments that work with your natural rhythms rather than against them. Begin eating your largest meal at midday when your metabolism naturally peaks, making dinner a lighter affair focused on easily digestible proteins and vegetables. Aim to finish eating in at least 3 hours before bedtime, allowing your digestive system to complete its work before sleep begins. Prepare a simple breakfast the night before, such as overnight oats with protein powder or hard-boiled eggs with whole grain toast, making morning nutrition effortless even when time feels short. Establish consistent meal times that create predictable nutrient delivery to support muscle maintenance throughout the day. As we align our eating patterns with natural rhythms, we confront how alcohol consumption creates a hidden barrier to muscle health that many seniors never recognize as a serious threat. 4. Using alcohol too frequently. The liquid muscle thief. The social acceptance and seeming harmlessness of moderate alcohol consumption masks its devastating effects on muscle tissue in aging adults. Adults, where even small amounts can significantly impair muscle protein synthesis while accelerating muscle breakdown through multiple destructive pathways. What many consider relaxing evening drinks actually represent a direct assault on muscle preservation mechanisms. Alcohol interferes with muscle protein synthesis by disrupting the cellular machinery responsible for building new muscle tissue, while simultaneously increasing cortisol production that actively breaks down existing muscle mass. Additionally, alcohol impairs sleep quality, reducing the deep sleep phases when growth hormone naturally peaks to support muscle repair and maintenance. Longitudinal studies reveal that seniors who consume alcohol more than 3 times weekly lose muscle mass 39% faster than those who drink rarely or abstain completely, while also showing significantly impaired recovery from physical activity. The cumulative effect of repeated alcohol exposure creates chronic inflammation and hormonal disruption that accelerates sarcopenia development. Protecting your muscles from alcohol damage requires honest assessment of drinking patterns and strategic alternatives that provides social satisfaction without muscle destruction. Replace every other alcoholic drink with sparkling water garnished with lime, maintaining the ritual and social aspects without the muscle damage. Choose alcohol-free days throughout the week, allowing your muscle recovery systems to function optimally without interference. When you do drink, consume alcohol with substantial meals that slow absorption and reduce peak blood alcohol levels that are most damaging to muscle tissue. Explore mocktail recipes that provide complex flavors and social satisfaction without the muscle-destroying effects of alcohol. While we eliminate liquid threats to our muscle health, we examine how our food preparation choices create inflammatory fires that burn through muscle tissue with alarming efficiency. Eating fried foods and high-fat processed items, the inflammatory muscle destroyer. The modern American love affair with fried foods and processed high-fat items has created an internal inflammatory environment that systematically destroys muscle tissue while promoting the very weakness and frailty that seniors fear most. These seemingly satisfying foods deliver concentrated doses of inflammatory compounds that trigger muscle breakdown while providing virtually none of the nutrients needed for muscle maintenance. Fried foods contain advanced glycation end products and inflammatory fats that trigger systemic inflammation throughout the body, with muscle tissue bearing the brunt of this inflammatory assault. Additionally, these foods often displace healthier options that would provide the protein, vitamins, and minerals essential for muscle preservation, creating a double hit of inflammatory damage combined with nutritional deficiency. Research indicates that seniors who regularly consume fried and processed high-fat foods experience 42% higher levels of inflammatory markers and lose muscle mass significantly faster than those who choose whole, minimally processed alternatives. The inflammatory burden from these foods actively promotes muscle protein breakdown while inhibiting the repair processes that normally maintain muscle mass. Transforming your relationship with fried foods requires discovering cooking methods and flavor combinations that satisfy cravings while supporting muscle health. Experiment with air frying or oven roasting vegetables and proteins with herbs and spices that create satisfying flavors without inflammatory oils. Try baking chicken or fish with flavorful marinades made from olive oil, herbs, and citrus rather than breading and deep frying. Discover roasted nuts and seeds as satisfying alternatives to fried snacks, providing healthy fats and protein that support rather than destroy muscle tissue. Gradually reduce fried food frequency while increasing your repertoire of delicious, muscle-supporting alternatives that make healthy choices feel like treats rather than sacrifices. As we eliminate inflammatory foods from our plates, we explore how avoiding strength-building exercises creates a use it or lose it scenario that rapidly accelerates muscle deterioration. 2. Avoiding strength training exercises, the weakness accelerator. The widespread fear and avoidance of resistance training among seniors represents one of the most tragic missed opportunities in muscle preservation, as strength exercises provide the single most powerful stimulus for maintaining and building muscle mass regardless of age. This avoidance stems from misconceptions about safety and capability that prevent seniors from accessing the most effective tool for combating sarcopenia. Without regular resistance training, aging muscles receive no signal that they are needed for anything beyond basic daily activities, prompting the body to systematically reduce muscle mass as an unnecessary energy expense. The use it or lose it principle operates with devastating efficiency in muscle tissue, with noticeable strength losses beginning within weeks of reduced activity and accelerating rapidly without intervention. Groundbreaking studies demonstrate that seniors who engage in regular strength training maintain muscle mass and actually gain strength even into their 90s, while those who avoid resistance exercise lose muscle mass 47% faster and experience progressive functional decline. The difference between strength training and sedentary aging represents the difference between independence and dependence in later years. Beginning a safe and effective strength training routine requires starting with body weight exercises and household items before progressing to more challenging resistance. Practice sitting and standing from a chair without using your hands, building up to 10 repetitions twice daily to strengthen leg muscles essential for mobility. Use soup cans or water bottles as weights for arm exercises, performing bicep curls and overhead presses while seated for safety and stability. Try wall push-ups by standing arm's length from a wall and pushing away and toward the wall to build upper body strength without floor exercises. Gradually progress these exercises by increasing repetitions or resistance as your strength improves, always prioritizing proper form over heavy weights or high intensity. While strength training provides the ultimate muscle-building stimulus, we arrive at the most devastating habit that undermines all other efforts to maintain muscle health and independence. 1. Maintaining a sedentary lifestyle and sitting in one place, the ultimate muscle killer. We reach the most destructive habit affecting muscle health in aging adults. The pervasive sedentary lifestyle that transforms the human body from a dynamic, movement-designed machine into a gradually deteriorating statue. This habit represents the foundation upon which all other muscle-destroying behaviors build, creating an internal environment where muscle tissue becomes viewed as unnecessary and expendable. Prolonged sitting and general inactivity trigger rapid changes in muscle metabolism, shifting from muscle-building pathways to muscle breakdown processes within hours of reduced movement. The mechanical stress of weight-bearing activity normally provides essential signals that maintain muscle mass, but sedentary behavior eliminates these crucial stimuli, essentially telling your body that muscles are no longer needed for survival. Landmark research reveals that seniors who sit for more than 8 hours daily lose muscle mass 52% faster than those who remain active throughout the day, while also experiencing dramatically accelerated declines in strength, balance, and functional independence. The sedentary lifestyle represents a choice between maintaining physical capability and accepting progressive disability. Breaking free from sedentary patterns requires creating movement opportunities throughout every day that gradually rebuild your body's capacity for activity while making movement feel natural and enjoyable rather than burdensome. Set hourly reminders to stand and move for at least 5 minutes, using this time for light household tasks, gentle stretching, or simply walking around your living space. Replace some television viewing time with gentle activities like folding laundry while standing, organizing closets, or light cleaning that keeps your body moving while accomplishing necessary tasks. Take phone calls while standing or walking slowly around your home rather than sitting in one position. Schedule daily errands that require walking, such as checking the mailbox, watering outdoor plants, or visiting neighbors, creating natural reasons to move that also provide social and practical benefits. Transform your environment to encourage movement by keeping frequently used items in different rooms, requiring short walks throughout the day that accumulate significant activity benefits. The path forward: reclaiming your muscular independence. Through this comprehensive examination of muscle-destroying daily habits, we have uncovered that sarcopenia and muscle weakness are not inevitable consequences of aging, but predictable results of lifestyle choices that can be identified and changed. These 7 habits work synergistically to create an internal environment hostile to muscle preservation, yet each represents an opportunity for positive transformation. The journey toward muscle preservation begins with honest self-assessment and progresses through gradual implementation of muscle-supporting alternatives. Focus on changing one habit at a time, allowing new patterns to become comfortable before addressing additional changes. Remember that small, consistent improvements create dramatic long-term results in muscle health and functional independence. Success requires patience and persistence as you replace decades of unconscious habits with intentional muscle-supporting choices. Celebrate each positive change as an investment in your future strength and independence, knowing that every improvement compounds over time to create remarkable transformations. If this information has revealed hidden threats to your muscle health and independence, please give this video a thumbs up and share it with other seniors who could benefit from these insights. Tell us in the comments which habit you plan to change first, and do not forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell for more essential health discoveries that can help you maintain strength, vitality, and independence throughout your golden years.